Okay, so going back to the inspection part of it, one of the things that I do look for are signs that the system, when it's running, is causing other problems. So a big thing I see, which I'm hoping, I mean, I'm sure I know the answer, but like, how many times I see sprinklers that spray the side of the house? That's somebody who just does either. I mean, could the conditions change? Maybe it didn't do that when it was installed, or is that just an irrigation guy who just didn't check to make sure we're not spraying the side of the house? Because that's not good. On my end, as for the building, that's bad. We're soaking that siding. We're wetting the sheathing. We can't do that.
I mean, it's installation issues. Number one, obviously, you want to select these areas where you're installing these heads to where they're watering away from the structure. There's other things like we talked about before, shade exposures too. Like you don't want to have water on certain parts of the house, like the northern or western facing sides of the house. I mean, anybody can go outside to their house right now this time of year, go to the north side of your house. You more than likely have some form of algae on it because it holds moisture.
Yeah.
Look through your grass on that northern side. You're going to see moss in there. So what do you think happens to a house when you hit it with water on that side? The foundation obviously breaks down over time. You see the plates rot out.
Yeah.
I have a lot of construction knowledge as it is anyway, so I know what to look for when I'm going through all this stuff. But like I see that and I point this out to people. So yeah, a lot of times contractors unfortunately are hiring guys that have no idea what they're doing and just put a flag in the ground and put the head here.
That's it.
And there's no rhyme or reason as to why. It's just it makes sense to go there because I think it goes there. We try to tell everybody and again falls right back to that. Make sure you have a qualified person come and look at this stuff. Like you hit it on the head. Like these are things you tell that homeowner, like, hey, you don't want this here. These are the problems it's going to cause over time. It's not going to be today. It's not going to be tomorrow, but it's going to be 10 years from now. And then you're not going to want to pay for all this kind of repairs.
So it brings up an interesting point to me is like, let's just say we're building a brand new house. We're going to, hire all licensed contractors and we're going to do some sick irrigation in the front for our sick landscaping. And you mentioned codes as it goes to plumbing, but as far as like layout and the design of it, it really truly just depends on your discretion. You have to choose to do a good install, which makes me laugh because if you look at new construction plans now, architects are putting the exact location of every joist. They're putting the exact location of every hanger. Everything is detailed, and they're making it so idiot-proof where the framers don't even have to think anymore. But like it sounds like, all right, it's just the sprinklers, but people do masonry stone veneers that don't drain properly to begin with, and now they're spraying the side of that stone veneer with their sprinkler head. And it's just funny to me how it's 100% just, it's one of the only trades that's left up to you to just make the right decision.
That's like I said originally, there's zero regulation, and it drives me mad. I have to pay thousands of dollars for all my licensing, all my insurance, keeping up with all this stuff, the training courses, all this stuff. And I do it because that's the right thing to do.
But it's not doing anything. There's nothing happening with that money.
There's nothing. Like I almost wish that they would regulate it. Like, would it make things more difficult? Yes. But what we don't realize as contractors is there are parts in this country that it's regulated. You have to submit a plan.
That's what blows my mind. Is because like in the home inspection industry, we're licensed in New York, and I still think it should be way, 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 way stricter. And I think there should be an apprenticeship program, and it should be totally revamped. Whatever, at least it's licensed. There's states with no license. There's states with bullshit certifications where it's still crazy. It's like, all right, I get it, maybe 30 years ago the world was different. But like there are states operating without the need for licenses. It's just truly based on the guy. The only thing holding him there is like his insurance and making sure he doesn't get sued. But so you're saying that there's states where there is more strict licensing and
there's actually like irrigation licenses specific to that. Ours here, They have like 3 questions on the Suffolk test about sprinklers, but a majority of it's really about backflows and the code and plumbing and stuff like that. That's really, and all the tests I've taken in all these municipalities, I've taken them all. I hold all the licenses. I mean, they're all relatively the same. It's more so about the code, the backflow, and what you do when you're plumbing, and a couple things here and there about sprinklers.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the licensing is just making sure that they can say the state or the county or the town told you the right thing to do that won't get anybody sued. Like it's like you said, the backflow preventer is because it's a health hazard. The Department of Health wants you to do it. So it's like, we told you to do it this way, and that's it. Now it's hands off.
And that's why Suffolk County kind of passes the buck to all the municipalities because, think about it. I mean, there's how many different districts in this county? I mean, alone. So it's just easier for them to say, nope, give it to these guys.